I have never seen anything with the intensity or the color of the sky like I saw that day.
It was a roar.
There was one poplar tree that was 7 feet at the base, just totally broke right in half.
I've never seen anything like that before, never, and I hope to never see it again.
May 13th, 1980, 3:30 in the afternoon. Severe thunderstorms produce up to 1-inch hail in South Haven. Storms rapidly intensified along a warm front. By 3:35, a supercell with a rotating updraft is producing what meteorologists call a twisting downburst. It forms between Hartford and Bangor. A then 16-year-old Sue Rawson and her friend had just been dismissed from Bangor High School.
And just before we made it to the bridge, it started hailing really, really hard. The sky was green, and it was just churning and like rolling over itself.
They took shelter under this viaduct. The threat for Bangor quickly passed. By 3:40, the twisting downburst was still producing winds slamming the surface in all directions. Its rotational airflow intensifying, and a tornado was beginning to form north of Lawrence. Warren Sell caught sight of it from his family farm.
When the wind was strong enough that it picked me up, and I would say it was probably a good 20 feet that I, slammed me into another grain bin.
Of the 700 acres the family owned, trees and crops on 73 of them were flattened.
I'd never seen anything more devastating than that, seeing all those trees. Beech trees that are one of the hardest trees just twisted like toothpicks.
By 3:45, an F3 tornado producing more than 158-mile-per-hour winds was now screaming down M43 and moving through the small community of Glendale. In its path, the Glendale grocery store that still stands today.
I ran on the other side of the store and I crouched down behind a Pepsi cooler. We didn't have a basement in the store. And when I crouched down, then the window where I was standing blew in and blew out again. And there was papers going all over, candy wrappers, everything was just kind of blowing all over the store. And then it stopped.
The only working phone in Glendale in the wake of the tornado was a payphone at the store. Joyce used it to call 911, but found it tough to convince dispatchers that a tornado was moving down M43.
I could feel the air pressure changing because it was hard to catch your breath.
The color of the sky was pitch black, as seen by 20-year-old Steve Garvey. He lives in Wisconsin today, but has no problem recalling the vivid details of being in a car southbound on M40 approaching M43.
We were almost up to the corner where the two county highways met, and then it picked up a car that was coming the other way and spun it around 360 degrees and then sat it back down.
As the tornado moved east down M43, it was now entering Elmina Township. James Coash on West Lake watched it from his deck. He says it was nothing less than amazing.
But when I looked to the south, I could clearly see the movement parading across the sky. I could clearly see the debris field moving west to east. I could hear the roar of the wind, and I could see things in the air twice as high as those trees. And I could see sheets of aluminum blowing across that field.
When the twister lifted minutes later, the 650-yard-wide tornado had cut a path of damage 8 miles long. This is thought to be one of the last known structures still standing in Van Buren County that sustained damage from the original tornado way back in 1980. These photos taken the next day show houses, cars, and trees lying in ruins. 24 homes destroyed, another 85 damaged. Although 20 people were injured, it was a miracle there were no deaths. $7 million worth of property damage occurred that day, and over 1,000 head of livestock died. The tornado was now gone, but the real damage, destruction, and death lie ahead in Kalamazoo, as a second twister was just minutes away.